Welcome back to Career Build Series. This is episode 115. So, do a little recap of last episode. So, last episode took Katydid out. Went and did a rescue mission at the fort. Put out a fire, rescued, I believe, 8 people. Brought them down to the hospital by the beginner base. Went to the beginner base, filled up Katydid. Came up here to do another rescue mission. And when I put on the station keeping, it caused me to roll over and crash, and so I almost saved it, but not quite. And so went ahead and I bought this island. This was cheap. It was like 15 grand. And so bought this island. That gives us a place to spawn at up here, and I can also fast travel there because I unlocked that. So Katydid's sitting right around here. And so Katydid crashed. I did the rescue, went up and met up with the hospital boat and delivered the people, which was kind of cool. I was able to just put Brigeau behind the hospital boat and get in there. And so we're going to do this episode. That's actually the rescue boat still sitting there. And so what we're going to do is, since I bought this island, this was fortuitous, is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to launch a barge with a crane. And I'm going to drag Katydid out of the water. Once Katydid is on the back of the barge, I should be able to fly that off. Fly it up, we'll land it here, recover the 2 vehicles, and then we'll see where we go from there. But let's see if we can do a recovery mission for the Katydid. Now, this, especially things like this, let you know what your vehicles need, what they're missing. And so one of the things that Katydid is missing at present is, I don't think it has any rope anchors on it. So I'm going to have to get a little creative with how I drag this sucker out of the water. So that's something to think about. So as we arrive at the island here, I'm going to park Brigeau. Brigeau is going to be used to maneuver the barge. And I need to work on either or the crane that's already on there and get this barge to a point where I can get Katydid out of the water. Now, Katydid's not heavy. Pretty light, and so that should not be a problem getting that out. And so we're going to park here, pay out some anchor, and we'll just get out. I'm just going to fly over, just for expediency's sake, and that way make it a little bit quicker and easier, and you guys don't have to watch me swim all day. Up. Well, that's where the last person went. You incapacitated, you dead. You are incapacitated. Okay, I'm going to shut down the engines. That it was trying to, didn't like me being out of range. I'm going to, I was wondering why the mission was still up. It was still up because this Johnny was still there. Okay, so this actually adds an interesting element. We've had a lot of emergent gameplay lately. Potentially more emergent gameplay than I like. Oh my god, did I pick up this fire extinguisher going in the drink? I don't know, why is this doing what it's doing? I do not know. Why you do what you do there, okay. I don't know why. Oh, you know what it is? It's the starter on Katydid is still going. That's what it is. Okay, I meant to grab the defib, and I grabbed the fire extinguisher. That was my issue. So we're going to fly. I know, cheating, but you guys don't need to watch this all day long. Revive this sucker. I'm going to just keep pumping health packs into this dude until I get this going. What I'm going to do is turn down sounds so we don't have to hear the starter on Katydid, because Katydid is trying to start itself underwater, so of course it's never going to kick off. Let's look at our barge. I think I have one with a crane on it, which I did. Alright, so we're going to... I don't want to redo too much on this. I don't want to spend a huge amount of time building something I'm not going to use right now. At some point, I'm going to make a more useful crane for the barge, but at the moment, I don't really need it, and so it's not going to get done. Let's put it that way. All right. So let's cut those. All right, let's look what we have left. What are you? You are... What is that? Tilt sensor? What is this tilt sensor going to? Nothing. Good. I love when something doesn't go to anything. I can just delete it. All right, so... let's do this. I don't want to screw around with this too much. I don't want to make this an all-day affair. I want to get rescued. I want Katie to rescue. So I think we'll actually be all right like this. And I'll make a, you know, this was a test. This was just kind of a quick and dirty crane I did to... What are you doing? Okay, it's one. What is going on here? Circus came to town here. This is not centered. It is centered. It's just me, I think, doing stuff I'm not supposed to be doing. Okay. Do that. Are you all plumbed up still? You are plumbed up still. Do you have a battery of some sort, sir? Sir or madam? I can run it off of... Rijot's battery using the cable there. All right, so I think we're good. Famous last words. Check electricity. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's spawn this. Okay, good. That is probably too narrow to get Katydid in between, but I can fold the rotors, so I will fold the rotors. So again, I'm flying just to, so you don't have to watch me swimming all day. It's gonna be a big waste. So you're not gonna hear any sounds because, let me turn them on a little bit. We're gonna end up hearing that starter constantly for Katydid because it's trying to auto restart. I had to kind of quote unquote cheat to get out of the cockpit because, you know, in real life you just reach your hand over, grab the handle, and get out. I got out of my seat and then I couldn't find the handle. I can't hear my engine, so I'm gonna hit stuff. I would have drowned, and so that's not my preference to drown, and so I decided to just kind of fly out of the cockpit into the water. I still took some damage, but I didn't want to drown because something that would be very easy in real life to reach over and get the handle turned into a cluster in the Katydid because of... okay, let me try to get the stern turned over there. Still, this is an older version of the barge, so there's paint and everything else that's not really all that great. I always have something in my inventory that's in the way here. Okay. All right, let's get moving here on this recovery mission here. And yeah, so let's get moving on this recovery mission here. I want to get this in position. See the auto shut? That was from the ballast update that I did on this. I need to release that. It should be released when this video comes out. I'll do it today. And I'm ahead on videos, so you won't see, you know, be done already. So that automatically shut the door, as you can see. It automatically changes the state, and it automatically turns the pump on if there's any water in here. That allows this, so Katydid is nigh unsinkable. Caveat asterisk. Everything's sinkable. But yeah, it makes Katydid much less sinkable and much safer. I'm sorry, I said Katydid. Vrijot. You saw how we started taking on water because I slammed it into gear, and as soon as the cable took up slack, it tried tipping me over. But as soon as it sensed water in here, it shut the door so that I can leave that door open, and if I get into trouble, I can just you know, I could just have it automatically shut the door and not sink. I'm going to reopen this door just to see what's going on out back. All right, so Katydid is there. I have plenty of cable on that large winch that I should be able to just swim down and grab it. The issue is I don't have a rope anchor. Crap. That could cause me more problems here. I do have a... Okay, I can hook it to any of the winches. So that's fine. I can hook it to any of the winches and have that work for me. Okay. Look at that poor sucker down there. This is going to be a good pick. I like that. That's good. Maybe we'll title that. Whoops. Okay. Let's get just want to get this barge kind of close here. And you can hear the annoying starter. I cannot wait to get that stopped from making that horrific noise. All right, let's grab, I might have a rope already on there. Not sure. I'm going to do the flying again. You know, this is just to save time. All right, let's hope this is hooked up correctly. All right, good. It's a real ugly crane. Again, this is just purpose-built to do one job, and that job was to put buoys out into the water. Oh, come on. I might run into issues here with I can only pay out 40 meters of cable as part of the winch update. So this is going to turn into a mess too. So one of the things I need to do is put on some rope anchors for recoveries and stuff like that. Okay, so let me get prepared here for this. Just kind of looking down there, seeing what I have to do. Scuba is going on. Let's just fly up here because all I'm doing is reattaching this cable. Not yet. So let's get prepared here. So that I'm gonna drop that rope on the deck. And then what I want to do is I want this to be somewhat upright. And so I'm going to come up my ladder here, and I'm going to just throw this cable on the ground. Threw it on the ground. And then I'm going to go back up there again. I'll connect, and I'm going to hook this this rope up to that side winch. And then that way, that'll give me a point. So I really, this informs me I need some rope anchors on the build for a number of reasons. So I can tie down to the, that'll allow me to tie off at, say, the hospital ship. It will also allow me to, so that the Katydid doesn't fall off as the hospital ship moves. And then that will also allow me to, don't be too rambunctious here. And that will also allow me to do things like lift this out of the water when inevitably it goes in the drink periodically. Okay, so now I have my motors zeroed out. All right, it's making that horrific starter noise. And let's go ahead and let's get the crane moving here. So I'll go ahead and just dump my scuba gear on there. Makes it a little easier to see. It also makes it a little easier to see, but it also will save the oxygen. I don't need to waste the oxygen. All right. Oh, but no, don't do that. Don't do that at all. Don't do that at all. You are killing me here. Auto starts are always a pain when they do that. Okay. Okay, I think vehicle damage must be off. That's probably why it didn't get damaged. So I need to turn vehicle damage back on. All right, so I am going to, are you done? Are you done? Player damage. I'm going to, okay, it's stopping now. Is it going to stop? Let me do, oh, come on, man. Walking up there is slippery. Okay. I meant to do this underwater, but I frickin' forgot, man. Okay. You are gonna stress me out. That's, you know, again, this is one of the reasons I turn on flying is this just, it reduces a lot of the stress. Is you know, watching me walk up and down that crane 8 times, that's not good. That's not good watching. That's not good viewing. So doing it this way is a little bit better. Is let me fly up there. And so, again, if that's something you want in your gameplay, you can add it. So, okay, so that's a pic taken here. So now this should fit, hopefully, between the gap. So I had vehicle damage off. I meant to turn that back on. That was for when I was driving around. There were just if something's unrealistic, I'll tend to lead in the area of quote unquote cheats to try to get closer to realism. And so, you know, the littlest bump was causing my trucks to just explode, and so I was like, I'm not having that. You know, I'm not having a boat just explode because of you know, a little bump in the game, and so I had shut that off for that. So okay, so what are we hitting here? Are we hitting the rotor? We must be hitting the tail rotor. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is going to work out. So I leave the parking brakes on at all times on this bad John. So let me take those off. I don't need a health pack. I'm about ready to throw all this stuff in the water. Okay, where's my parking brake? Parking brake is now released. Oh, see, again, this is why I have flying on, is a real person would be able to control their body better than this dude can, so... Actually, I might be able to get this up to and to be able to attach. If I can get that to attach, that is going to be awesome because that will make it so much easier for me to take this off. I'm trying to fly out of here. That person is probably near dead. The one that we did the little rescue on. I'm gonna try. What to do here? I'm trying to think how I can get this pushed up. It's misbehaving much more than I'd like it to. All right, I have an idea. This could turn into an absolute catastrophe, but we shall see. Let me get back on here. All right, I'm going to grab the this cable here. We will see how much of a mistake this turns into. I have just ropes for days just sitting on me that make it tough. Okay. Use a little power here, see if I can't get the... Okay, the generator just started. I have the sounds down. Let me turn the sounds back up. That's our generator on Rijot starting up. Okay, the tail is stuck. That's what's stuck. Okay, good. So that tells me what's up. Oh my god, don't tip it over, man. Alright, I can work with this. I can work with this. I should be able to fix this. Running all the stuff through my head. Can I fix this? Alright, you are getting tipped over here. I think this looks more dire than it probably is. Okay. If I can jump and clip into you, which I can't. It's being a pain trying to walk up this. I need to... it's a little bit... It's... the sea heaves a little bit here. Let's see what I can do here. That is like the speed on this is super fast. Okay. The winch speed is just too fast, so it takes in the slack and then it causes me massive issues here. Okay, this might be a winning situation here. I'm not sure yet. Why is this sitting funky? This is sitting awfully funky. See if I can just, if my player's ass is heavy enough to just tip this over. I might have a fat enough ass in this game to just do this. If I can jump on the tire. I'm trying to jump on the wheel. Let me see what I can do here. You are not heavy enough, sir, are you? You're going to be a pain. Oh, there we go. I am heavy enough. I just need to keep at it, I think. Trying to get on something with a collision. These, apparently, suspensions don't have collisions here. Oh, it's hitting right there. Okay, once I take this up, it should sit nicely. There we go. Zing. Genius moment. Okay, push you back. Get back there. Come on, behave yourself for once, please. Okay, fold this prop. Can I fold this prop? I can't. Okay. Need to unfold my main rotor. Just unfold. Thank you. Gonna be a pain in the arse all day. All right, we're in business here. Let's get this going here before I lose my mind. Okay, we're up. All right. So that told me a lot about what this needs. So I had propping, all sorts of problems. I think that's probably what crashed me, is I had forward propping. Yeah, that's probably what did it. This has altitude hold in it, so I had all sorts of stuff in here that I think is what caused my crash. And I don't mean crash like PC crash. I mean, the gyro's off. Take it easy, take it easy. Come on, take it easy. I had heading hold in there. I had everything in there that's what screwed it up. So I've actually also learned why I crashed. So I just had so many different inputs in there. It was fighting them. What is it doing now? Altitude, heading hold should be 0. Yeah, I had this on too. Yeah, no wonder it crashed. I had like a ton of inputs in there, and it was just like, oh, don't know what to do, and it crashed. So, all right, so let's feed a health pack into this dude. He's still somehow miraculously alive. Katydid is rescued. All those helicopters above us have come to watch me do this. I'm going to set the parking brake. I'm going to kill the engine, shut the engine off, and pump a couple healths into this guy. We'll rescue him. All right, so that's good. Let's save that. Again, I'm going to do flying just for expediency. Expediency is often difficult for me to say. All right. All right, let's get rid of this crap here. Let's learn a lesson and start the engines, or start the prop slowly. Once I get some slack, it likes to try to tip me over. All right. So that worked out well. You know, the crane could have been wider. If the crane was wider, we'd have fewer issues. So there are a bunch of things I'm going to do to Katydid. I'm going to add a rope anchor at the top, so when this inevitably does happen again, I can just winch it out at the center of gravity. That will allow me a single point and do that. I lost a one of the rescue harnesses, but I'm not going down there for it. I'm just going to leave it because when I recall the vehicle, I think I get it back, or at least it disappears out of the world, and I don't care about the money. I'm going to try to get this guy rescued up. So some things for the Katydid that it needs. It needs a bunch of rope anchors around it so that I can attach it to both the hospital ship, the ground if I need to just tie it down, and also I need one on top so that I can, when it ends up in the drink again, I can rescue it. So all a bunch of cool things that I need. Crane worked well. And I'll do this while I remember it. Vehicle damage is back on. Okay, so I like I said, I shut that off. I was doing a bunch of ground stuff, and things that should not have been damaging my vehicle were, and that's when I'll tend to quote-unquote cheat, is when things that should not happen. Instead of complaining about it, instead of me crying, physics sucks, I tend to do things to try to get around it, you know. Yeah, physics sucks. I was driving and I hit a little pothole and my truck exploded. But, or I could just, you know, and it happened a couple times. I said, all right, shut vehicle damage off. This is unrealistic for what I'm doing. If I have an actual crash where I run up the side of the mountain, I'll say that it crashed and I'll rescue it. You know, I'll get a tow truck and I'll rescue it. So, you know, kind of tailor the gameplay to what you want to do, and you know, it cuts down on the frustration I find. All right, let's stop this, reel it in, and I can't see with the door closed, so hopefully, let me check. Just close, please. Thank you. Okay. And I need to shut that off too. All right, can I pull you in? Yep. All right, workbench. Let's save this barge, large crane. I'm going to make a proper crane module for this. I just, haven't needed it. Maybe if I do one of those underwater rescue missions, recovery missions, I'll do something like that. But kind of yet to get into that yet, so. You can come back. Hopefully all this rope and crap get despawned at some point. They're just everywhere at this point. All right. So we have this guy. He's the last rescue. Hospital ship's right there. We'll just go there. I'm going to save. I'm going to do saves, and I'm going to do rollbacks. We did a successful rescue or recovery of the Katydid. I don't want to screw that up by... there's another helicopter trying to go down to Cthulhu. Yep, it's another sacrifice to Cthulhu there. All right, let's get moving. So I'm happy with that. That was a good proof of concept and a good recovery mission, and that was fun. I enjoyed that. It made the crashing of the helicopter not miserable. It wasn't. I had fun with it. So it's always good when you can enjoy when something gets screwed up. It's sometimes it's just an utter pain. Sometimes it's not bad, and that was not bad. I kind of glad I crashed because let me do a little salvage mission. If damage was on, I don't think Katydid would have got all that damaged, but probably would have got a little damaged, and I would have had to just repair it. So I had the speed that I hit the water was very low. I ended up I put a ton of up collective in right before I hit the water, and I had it slowed. It even was spinning fast enough. It tried taking off out of the water. But it just couldn't. But it was very lucky that I was that close to an island I could buy and just spawn all that gear, so I didn't have to transpo out everything. Where's this hospital ship? Let's keep updating the waypoint here. I'll check my distance from it. 4 minutes, but we're not going fast, so let's get up to speed. Well, we are going 90 knots, but we'll go up to 130 knots, and we'll kick it into gear. Let me see what my fuel's at. Oh, we should be checking the fuel. So we've used about a third of a tank, so we have more than enough fuel. It doesn't sound like a lot, 99 gallons, but that allows me, I think I've gone from here to here to here to here and back easily on that amount of fuel, and that's a good amount of area. Do you have to refuel all the time? Yeah, but that's more realistic. Most aircraft are not carrying, there's a crate. Most aircraft are not carrying a ton more fuel than they need because, you have to carry fuel to carry fuel. Fuel weighs something, and it reduces your payload capabilities, and so you need to burn fuel to carry that fuel, so you get into a vicious cycle of you need fuel to carry fuel. And so it's, for example, in spacecraft, to carry, you see how huge some of these rockets are. Well, a lot of it is, it has to be that huge to carry the extra fuel, and so you get into a thing where, 3/4 of that fuel might just be able to carry the fuel that you need to get there. And, so it gets insane. But, I'd love to get back into Kerbal. I don't know if I'll get back into Kerbal Space Program until Kerbal 2 comes out. They're saying 2023, but they've updated a couple times. So hopefully Kerbal 2 comes out, do a little content on that. Kerbal is my jam, so kind of cool getting into that. All right, let's see. What's our time looking at, huh? All right, so less than a minute. Should be seeing this. I'm gonna update it again. It is moving after all. Just moved again on me. There we go. So we're looks like we're coming up from behind it. So we're not actually. You notice we didn't turn at all. So it looks like we're coming up behind it. We might have turned a tiny little bit. So it's probably coming right up behind it. The game will probably kind of do a freeze that lets you know it's loading in. Alright, so I like the emergent gameplay. The crash was nice, got me into that. Here we go. That's loading in the hospital ship. There it is. Okay, okay. So, yeah, that little bit of emergent gameplay was fun. I enjoyed that. You know, don't over control yourself. Some of the controls are too sensitive. It's trying to over control itself, like what it's doing here. And so I kicked off a system, and it's trying to, it's essentially the p-values on certain elements are too high. I just need to manually go in there and fix them. You're still not set to something, are you? No, okay. I just need to manually go and fix that. It's trying to overpitch me. My p-value on my pitch is too high. The sensitivity, I think, on my pitch on the gyro is too high. Feels like I'm fighting something, which I am. I'm fighting that. So like I was saying, I need to add some rope anchors on the side of Katydid so that I can hook to the rope anchors on the helipad here. The helipad, you know, because this vehicle moves, it's a little scary. Make sure my brake's on. My brake's on. It's a little scary that this will slide off the back because, you know, wheels are made out of the slippery substance on Earth in games. So, you know, I want to be able to hook up to this to keep me from moving. Alright, I must kill the engine, shut the engine down. See, it's trying to slide us all over town. I need to be very careful. I have stepped into the prop before on the helicopter ship, the hospital ship, so I'm going to be careful. Alright. And I'm going to jump back in there as soon as possible. There you go. I was going to say, if I don't get money for him, I'll be annoyed. Okay, let's get out of here. It's not sliding too much. I upped the friction in XML, but I have a feeling if it was windy, we might have problems. So, all right, let's go home. Had enough. Yeah, let's go. Jesus, that scared me. All right, let's go. See, it's because I had the engine up, it was took us off a little bit, and the boat was trying to move up from under me. All right, let's set you to, let's do 150 feet again. That's not too bad. And let's start putting in some prop. Katydid needs some love, but it, you know, I don't know if I'll do it on screen or not. It's just, it's PID tuning. PID tuning does not make for good watching. You know, it's doesn't make for good watching. I'm on vacation this week, so I'm hoping to get a bunch of stuff released. I work about 60 hours a week. I'm probably going to try to at some point get on a lighter route that I'm not working so many hours, but I work about 60 hours a week, so I generally make most of my content on the weekends, and if I release something, I try to get it in a pretty complete state that doesn't need a ton of work, because if anyone has any issues with it and they need some help, or they need me to fix something, they find something that's wrong with it, you know, it could be a week till I can even look at it. And so I try to kind of get the stuff perfected in the build series. I'd like to release the Mac R. I made the Mac R tractor, the high tip. I want to make a framed dump trailer based off of the high tip. I want to release the Eaton Fuller 10-speed transmission. I want to release the Mac Pinnacle chassis. It won't be called the Mac Pinnacle chassis, but it'll essentially be the Mac Pinnacle's chassis. And so what you'll have is you'll have the frame, the wheels, the engine, the transmission, and all the microcontrollers. And so if you want to make and so part of the reason I want to do this is for myself as well is, let's say you want to make a cab over, which I do. All you have to do is build the cab and then put all the parts inside of it, wherever you want. And so that way you can take the chassis and build what you want. You want a big long nose Peterbilt, well, you can do that. You know, you want to do a you know, a cab over Kenworth K100, you can do that. You know, and you just take the chassis and then put on whatever decorations you want on there. You want to make it a stretch, you can stretch it. You know, it's kind of make it whatever you want. And so you want to make it a single screw, make it a single screw, you know. So I might release a bunch of chassis. So these are all thoughts I have. I'm trying to get some stuff out on my vacation, but also relax a little bit. So Things that are not out or may be out at this point. I did the Vrijo update. I always try to get the vehicle out for when the video posts, but I can't always do that just because I don't have time with work. So the latest version of Vrijo needs to come out. That's done. I just need to upload it. And the nice thing is if I'm uploading something that's an update, it's super easy. All I do is put a line in the change log of, hey, this is what changed. If I put out a new one, I tend to do a tutorial video on the vehicle to make sure everybody knows how to operate it properly, understands all the minutia of it, take screenshots, make a workshop page picture. So it takes me a little bit longer time, so I don't always get stuff out when I would like. I forget, something crashed over here. What was it? Oh, this is the island we were just at, so we haven't even passed that yet. What are we looking at time here? No. There's no way it's 2.5 minutes to... No, that is. This is the refinery island. This is actually closer than I thought it was. I was like, there's no way it's 2 minutes, but we're here, and we're just... so those are pretty close. I kind of like that. I wonder why this is 100 grand. I think if it's 100 grand, if it's a lot of money, it usually has a workbench on it so that you can spawn some vehicles. So I'm thinking that's what that is. What is this one here? That one a 15? No, that's 100 grand, so that might have a workbench too. I'm not sure. Like, this one was only 15 grand, but that had a workbench too. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, making stuff up. But, yeah. So that was cool doing a little salvage mission. Some of the, like this salvage mission popped up here. Sunken patrol boat, 300 meters. If that's going to take something like the home ship, it's going to take a huge winch. Or it's going to take me getting the submarine to the point where I can use the submarine to go down there, pick it up, bring it up to the surface, and then winch it on top of the vehicle. And then I could tow the submarine with the barge or whatever. So actually we could get into some of that at some point. Kind of playing it by ear what I want to do. I don't like to plan ahead too much because, like, I was originally going to do some oil trading and I just don't have the money for it yet, and so decided to do these rescue missions, and I'm having a lot of fun doing these. I actually was thrilled to crash. It was nice to test out rescuing this, and the first thing I said when Katydid did rescue was like, oh crap, I don't have any way to connect a rope to this. I could connect it to that winch, but you could see it was coming off the side, so it was tilted sideways. Then it took me a while to get it straightened out. Where if I put a rope anchor essentially right here behind the rotor at the center of, or it would have to be right there in front of the rotor. There's a spot for me to put a rope anchor. That will make it so that I can easily pick it up with a crane if I need to. Where are we at here, time-wise? Yeah, we're almost there. This is it right there. That's our island. So, yeah, so that's some things to think about. Made a reasonable chunk of change here, actually. That rescue mission at 8 people was worth like 40 grand. This one had a bunch of people rescued. Made some money despite having to rescue Katydid because I forgot to put damage back on. Was actually it wasn't damaged, and that really didn't cost me anything because, I put everything back at the workbench. The only thing I was really paying for was fuel. I probably lost some money with buying fire extinguishers and throwing them in the water instead of recalling them, but eventually I think those get despawned. I want to do a little work on this base. What I did, I made a video, and like I said in an earlier video, the thunderstorm happened, and I ended up losing the video because the thunderstorm kicked the power off for a second. But I did some work on this. I put a little crane in so I could pick Vrijo up, put it on there, or whatever I want to do. I also put these, changed the speed of the lighthouse and the beacon to be a little bit more realistic, but I also made them only come on at night. And so I'll go back and do that at some point when I feel like it. But very much, I don't like to plan too much. I like to do what's kind of what I feel like doing in the moment. I think that's better. It has me interested in my gameplay instead of shut this off. I don't want to be bored, and I think it will show in the video that if I'm doing something I don't want to do, You know, so I kind of play it by ear. If I'm feeling rescues, like right now, I've been enjoying these rescues. I wasn't really looking forward to rescues. I kind of want to do fuel trade and get some money up, but the rescues actually ended up making more money than the fuel trading would have, just because I can't afford to buy a ton of oil right now, because if I either bring out the oil tanker or I bring out the Damon 2111, I spend most of my money getting that vehicle into the world, and then the profits are low. So until I have a good bit of seed capital, which I actually have now that we did those rescue missions, I can't do all that much trading and make all that much money. So I did not check my fuel recently, which is, we're here, but you know, I'm going to set this up. I want to get this, I really want to try to make it so that I can do my, get my refueling system going here at the base. Is this off? Nope, there it is. We're attached now. Alright, I'm going to just go into third person, make sure both are attached. They are. Alright, good. And I'm going to bring down my throttle. Don't do it properly. You should be bringing your throttle down before you shut the engine off. Didn't check my battery. Battery's good. This charges, the RPM are high enough on this that it charges the battery well. All right, so that was fun couple missions there. That really, you know, that got me back in the mood for some missions. Enjoying Katydid. Katydid, I'm gonna quickly go through what Katydid needs, and I'll put it on the list. Sometimes I'm very good about filling out my lists of what things need. Sometimes I forget, and then I have no clue what I'm supposed to be doing when I actually start working on things. So I'm going to do, let's see, we want to add some rope anchors. We want to do it for the hospital ship and also for recovery. And so that's good. Can you think of anything else dedicated? I already have a long list of stuff that needs to be done. A lot of that stuff I might do off screen. It's not very glamorous stuff. It's just pit tuning, adding some things, and I can in 2 seconds I can show you what I ended up with. I think that's better. Lost my rescue harness there, but eventually I'll recall this in the workbench. All right, so I think that that's good for this video. I enjoyed that. It was fun to do some different stuff, and you know, a lot of people are dissatisfied with what you can do in career. And I've never really liked games that kind of hold your hand and tell you, hey, go do this, hey, go do that. Like, you know, like I bought The Witcher 3 and I could not be interested in it. I just, like, I tried to like it, and I understand it's an awesome game and for people who like a story game. But I really kind of prefer, I prefer games where I make my own story. You know, I don't like to go out on endless side quests. I like to say, hey, what do I want to do today? And I kind of come up with my own narrative. And we made our own emergent content by crashing the Katydid, and it was unintentional, but it was like, oh, you know, I need to make sure I have a crane that could crane this up at the barge, and let's drag it out with Rougeau. All right, so it's up. Let's go land it. Let's put everything back on the workbench. So that little mistake there on my part, you know, added some interesting gameplay, and coming up with things like fuel trading. I would like them to add more industries. That would allow me to kind of do some more stuff that I want to do. Fishing would be great if they can add fishing. But, you know, there is a lot to do in career if you supplement it with some of your own work. And if you, like this, you know, I'd yet to build a base. I really enjoy building this house and all the parts. And so, you know, a lot of the fun, you just kind of need to make the fun for yourself. And there's still, you know, like these types of rescue missions here. That's so much work that I could do. You know, I need to work on the submarine to get the submarine where I can go down, pick that up. I need to have some sort of barge with a strong enough crane to get whatever is down there up. I then need to transpo it all the way over here, and most likely crane it off of the barge and onto the dock, you know, so that I can recall the thing and not have it sitting in there. You know, so that's all sorts of stuff that's good career gameplay, but a lot of it, yes, you do have to do yourself. You do have to come up with some of your own ideas, and for some people, they don't like that. They want to, they want the game to do it for them, and that's fine, you know. But that's, you know, for me, I have a lot of fun just kind of coming up with my own missions. All right, so hope you enjoyed that. Again, I'll ask if you like my content, please give it a like. That helps with other people who may enjoy it to find it. And if you're not subscribed, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I appreciate that. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.